Hello there, Talkin fight fans around the world. Welcome once again for joining Neil the Deal, on his show. And we're going to talk about, as we have been all week, and we'll continue for the rest of the week, female fighters. In this case, we're going down under to examine a young lady by the name of Ebony Bridges. I believe she's a school teacher by profession, but now a professional boxer without a doubt, who proved herself in the ring last weekend. A great fight indeed. What did you find out about her, Neil?
Hey, good evening, Graham. Boy, you're looking good today. Dapper Dan, I like that. You're looking awesome. Keep it up, buddy. How you doing, Talking Fight fans, Neil the Deal fans? How you doing? Thanks for coming out and checking us out. Yeah, we're going to continue with the female fighters of the week. And yes, we are going down under to talk about Ebony Bridges. That would be Ebony Bridges. So she's one of the she's not a young fighter, but she's kind of new to the professional game. And she's making a big splash, as we all know. Hey, Graham, she's making a huge splash in the last, week since that fight she had?
Yeah, without a doubt, because a lot of people weren't taking her very seriously, and yet she really went toe-to-toe, absolutely toe-to-toe. It was a heck of a fight. It really was. It really proved both fighters' worth and actually increased the value of female fighting in general. It was a fantastic fight. They both demonstrated a lot of courage in the ring. It was just amazing to watch. It really was.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Yeah, she's a really tough cookie, that girl, I'll tell you. Guys, if you get a chance, definitely watch that fight. It was against Shannon Courtney just in this past weekend, April 10th, and it was on the undercard of the Conor Ben Samuel Vargas fight, I believe. And man, what a fight they put on those two. It was really, really entertaining, and both of them fought fantastically. Like, they're both really tough female fighters, and I was thoroughly impressed with Ebony Bridges. That's for sure. You know, I hadn't really seen a lot of her because she hasn't had a lot of professional fights, but she definitely caused a stir with her outfit at the weigh-ins, I guess. Hey, Graham, that caused a bit of a stir, but we talked a little bit about it on the panel on Friday night, and you know, personally, I think, sure, if it brings more fans to the table with the female fighting, all to it. You know what I mean? What's the difference between a bikini and a lingerie? Doesn't make any difference, really. The other girl was basically wearing, you know, almost the same thing. So I don't really see any big deal with it, to be honest with you. I'm not trying to say that it's bad for fighting or good for fighting or whatever. I'm just saying, you know, if she wants to go out and try to you know, bring the female fighting to the forefront, and I'm sure there were quite a number of men watching that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so all to her, you know, and she fought amazingly. So, you know, not only is she's a good looking lady, but she can really throw the punches, and she's stuck in there with Shannon Courtney right to the end. It was a full 10-round fight. You know what I mean? So we're gonna go over a little bit about her. Yeah. They call her the blonde bombshell, right? And the blonde bomber, and that's a kind of a cool name because she does have really blonde hair and etc. You know, so she was born September 22nd, 1986. That makes her 34 years old, and she was born in New South Wales, Australia. So that's why we really haven't heard a lot about her, because again, those Australian fighters seem to they're kind of stuck in that region for their amateur careers and the first bit of their pro careers. But she's now definitely come to the forefront, and she's proved herself. So moving forward, I'm sure she's going to get a lot more recognition, and she'll probably get some title fights. She's been fighting in the bantamweight division, as well as she fights in the super-bantamweight division. And I found out that she, you know, during that fight, she was really tough. But when she was young, this will explain some of it. When she was young, she started into martial arts at 5 years old. And she was into karate, apparently, until she was about 13 years old. And then she got involved in kickboxing and Muay Thai in high school. So she's already involved in martial arts before she even got into the boxing ring. So that probably shows why she's so tough. She became a competitive bodybuilder as well for about 7 years, and she won numbers of regional and state titles down in Australia. So she's in fantastic shape. She's super strong, and she's got a lot of punching power for a girl her size. And I was really, really impressed with her. To be honest with you, I was really, really impressed with her. So she had an amateur career. She had 30 bouts as an amateur, of which she won 26 of those fights. She had 4 losses, but that's 26 out of 30. That'll tell you that she's done really, really well in her amateur career. And in 2016 and 2017, she won the Australian National Golden Glove titles and the state championships in the bantamweight, female bantamweight division. So she's no slouch by any means. You know what I mean? Like as an amateur, she's won state titles and Golden Gloves. So she's definitely doing really well. So moving on to her pro career, she doesn't have a lot of pro fights. She only has 6 pro fights under her belt. So she's kind of new to the pros. She's got 5 wins and 1 loss. So, and she has 2 KOs, right? The girls that she was fighting in the first 3 or 4 fights were not really stiff competition for her. I was kind of surprised to see that they gave her a title shot so early in her career, because the girls that she was fighting against really weren't. One, I believe, was 1 win and 11 losses. The other one was 3 and 14 or something. But she ended up doing well in all those fights, and she's getting better and better as we go. Every fight, she seems to be getting better and better. So she turned pro in 2019. And this is another thing that'll tell you how tough she is, Graham. In her first bout, she won the bout, but at the end of the fight, they realized she had a broken ankle. So she fought the whole fight on a broken ankle, you know? So she's tougher than nails, this Ebony Bridges. Like, unbelievable to fight a boxing match on a broken ankle. Kind of reminds us of the Bobby Bond hockey deal, you know? Broken ankle, played the whole game. Unbelievable. So she did that. She won that first fight. Then she won her next 3. Say she's only had the 6. And then most recently in March 2021, she won the ANBF Australian super-bantamweight title, which is the Australian National Boxing Federation title in her own country. So that was like literally in March. And then just last week, she April 10th, 2021, she fought Shannon Courtney for the vacant WBA bantamweight title, which we were both saying was a fantastic fight. They were both giving it back and forth and back and forth. It was the whole fight was both of them. So and ended up with a big goose egg on her eye, and she couldn't see out of it in the end, and she still continued to fight. So that'll tell you how much heart she has and how much drive she has, and going forward, that's going to help her out. Just getting into a title fight like that at such a early stage in her career, I think that's really going to help her out going forward, and she'll probably be able to use that as a stepping stone to get better and better, because she's obviously definitely getting better and better. So that she did lose that fight to Shannon Courtney by unanimous decision, and that was the first loss of her career. But she seemed to really hold her own. You know what I mean, Graham? She really did hold her own. And apparently Eddie Hearn from Matchroom Boxing Promotions was in the crowd, and he's shown quite a bit of interest in promoting her going forward. So if that's the case and he decides to start promoting her, then she's only going to get better and better fights through him. And like I say, we're all going to be looking out for Ebony, and I hope the best for her. Put it that way, you know, because she really had a great fight there, and I think she deserves to continue. She says she wants to fight a couple more times this year, so let's just hope that they don't have any opponents for her as of yet, because she just literally, what was that, Graham? 3-4 days ago she had that fight. So they haven't really talked about any of her newer opponents, but I'm sure that they're going to match her up with somebody, you know, and help her get along to get to another title shot. She's sooner or later she's going to get a chance. You know what I mean, Graham? There's no doubt about it. She should get a chance to fight for another world title, and that could be, you know, another year or something like that. But with Eddie Hearn, you never know. You never know with those guys. So all I got to say is best of luck to you, Ebony Bridges. Fantastic fight you had there on the weekend against Courtney. continue moving up, and we'll be looking out for her. There's no doubt about it. She's definitely like a rising star in the female boxing community, and we're all hoping the best for her, you know, going forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean, Graham? We're all hoping the best for her, right?
Yep, absolutely. I really I think she'll get another shot. I really do, especially if she has match room in her back pocket. But other than that, if she loses to another top-ranked fighter, and I don't mean as in Bob Arum's company, but if she loses, yeah, I don't know how much she'll have left. But at the moment, she's certainly deserving of a shot.
Yeah, you know, I think they would probably be better off to put her up against some a little lighter competition. Just give her some more fights, get them under her belt, get a little more experience with the pro game, and hone her skills a little more. You know what I mean? And I think she'll be fine. She definitely has the heart, and she definitely has the courage, and she's not a quitter. So I think she's got a very bright future in the female boxing, and I'll be looking forward to seeing any of the fights that she's in moving forward. I'll definitely be looking out for her, and I hope you guys out there keep your eyes open for Ebony Bridges. I think she's going to be somebody that could win a world title very soon. So let's hope she gets the shot. Thanks a lot, guys, for coming out tonight. Really appreciate it. The likes, the shares, the comments, all that, the subscriptions. Thank you very much for everything. Thanks for having me out, Graham. And I guess we'll see you tomorrow night at 7 o'clock in Eastern Standard Time.
That's awesome. Thanks very much, Neil. Appreciate it. To all the fans out there listening, not only continue watching, please, but yeah, stay tuned. This girl, Ebony Bridges, she caught me by surprise. I thought she was nothing but fluff, but boy, she really proved herself, and Neil backed it up 100%.
Oh yeah, man. She's going to be somebody to look for going forward. She's definitely going to be in the mix at some point in the bantamweight division.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, guys. Thanks again. Take care. Have yourselves a safe night. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good evening.
Thanks, Neil.